The year is 278 BC, and the young Roman Republic is at war. To the north in Iridium, we have the Etruscan League, who have been long-time opponents of the Republic. To the south, King Pyrrus of Epirus has recently crossed the Adriatic from Apollonia and gained a foothold in Tarentum. He definitely threatens us from the south. So really the first thing we need to do to make the Roman Republic strong is to end these wars. And while we can do a lot of stuff economically in the beginning of the game and focus on the development of some of our provinces, most of our resources right now should be going into ending these wars swiftly. So the first thing we're going to do is raise an army under Decimus Sextilius Rufus. He is the leader of the Equitae faction. And we're playing as the Equitae faction. So we're going to raise an army under him and begin recruiting just some basic Aurari units. Aurari are just very light spear infantry. They kind of serve as just general light infantry. In the early game, all of Rome's classic Triarii, Principae, and Hastati are spear units. So their melee attack generally isn't going to be that high. They're great defensive units, but they're like the Hastati melee attack is 4, the Aurari melee attack is 3. So we're going to be attacking Iridium right here, so we really don't need that much Hastati. And depending on what's going on in Iridium, we just might auto-resolve that fairly quickly. So our faction leader is building up a force in the north and to the south. Legion 2 down here under Gaius Fabricius Licinius. He is the faction leader of, let's see, the nobles. We're just going to be building up a force down here. We're going to add 4 slingers, and he is just going to make sure that Epirus doesn't do anything decisive down here in the south. When it comes to our city management, like I said, there's not much we should do in the beginning. One thing we can do, though, is start getting some more food. In Beneventium, we're going to upgrade this to a level 2 city. It's going to give us 1 more food, and I think it will also give us access to some nice area of recruitment units right here. So let's go ahead and level this up, and we're also going to build let's build an olive press in Beneventium, and then down in Cosentia let's build a consecrated ground just so we start getting more Punic or more Latin influence down here. Our governor right here, Gnaeus Vipsanius, we're going to go ahead and put him in administrative mode so we get more taxes. Our spy we're going to take down here to the south in Tarentum, and we're going to deploy this spy so we could steal some food. Food's going to be really important in the early game because we're going to be installing governors in some of our cities here. Right here, this guy, Seneca, he's a plebeian, but he's going to be the governor of Rome, so let's raise an army under him. And to differentiate between governors and legions, we'll go ahead and rename these guys. Governor of Rome. And our faction leader, we're actually going to make him rename his legion to Legio 1 Republica, the first Republican legion, I guess. We'll move this to 2. And we'll change this guy to 3. And depending on what they do, we'll go ahead and change their names to something more creative later on. Just checking here if we need to build anything else. I don't think we do. Another thing we can do is add some governors through our fleets. That's another thing. This guy's the faction leader of the plebs, Lucius Calpurnius. Raise a fleet under him and make sure to put him in the city. Governor of Asculum. Then in Arminum up here, we'll raise another fleet. And change his name. Alright, so I think that's all we need to do on the campaign map for this turn. Let's go ahead and look at the faction tab and just scroll through some basic statistics here and different buffs that are currently in play. The first thing to notice is our influence in the Senate. As you can see, when we progress, there's going to be new buffs and debuffs once you get too influential. Right now, we have balanced influence in the Senate, and the debuffs really don't start kicking in until we're overly influential in the Senate. I don't mind acquiring these debuffs, actually. We want to try to have the most influence as possible, at least in the early game, but we'll just keep an eye on this, and when something significant comes up, I will make sure to come back here and explain what is going on. Faction manpower, we can see our total population by class. Equites, since we're playing as them, we have an administrator's buff, which gives us an increased tax rate, and we also have a moderate diplomatic bonus with all Hellenic factions, which will be very helpful. Right now we have a superb leader giving us -2 empire maintenance, +10 loyalty, +2 influence, and +5 public order, so not too bad. We have a republic, as you can see, we have those buffs. Notable one is the +1 experience rank for all recruits. This is very nice. Food surplus, we have +3 growth in all region, and then our Imperium level. As you can see, Imperium's right here. As it goes up, you'll have more access to armies, fleets, edicts, and various agents, but you will acquire some pretty harsh debuffs, and really this is just a handicap built into the game, so the mid to late game get a little more challenging, but we'll monitor this as it goes and kind of take a look at the different buffs and debuffs every time we move up a new Imperium level. Trying to think. Let's see, if we go to the politics screen, we are playing as the Equites again, and our other parties, we have the nobles, the plebeians, and the patricians. The patrici. I just call them the patricians. So really, everyone seems to hate barbarians. Let's see. Xenophile. Alright. Yeah, there's all sorts of little perks and buffs associated with all these. Right now, we have very good loyalty. Here's our loyalty breakdown right here for each faction. And we will go into each of these kind of with some other things once they become relevant. But right now, everything's looking good. Our character screen right here, Decimus Sextilius Rufus. He is the first among equals, the primus inter pares. And he is our faction leader. We can't marry him this turn, maybe next. Some traits that he has. He is philosophic, which is pretty cool. Gives him a +2 research rate and some other interesting buffs. And then these traits down here will either develop or decay over time depending on what we do with the character. So we'll get notifications when these change. And I think that is just about it. Ops. There is absolutely nothing wrong with money when it serves Rome. Interesting. Okay, so I think that's all we need to do in this screen. Moving to our research, we're just going to start going down the philosophy path. We want to try to get some decrease in our tax rates and empire maintenance. All of these, I mean, there's really no tree you should go to. I mean, they're all really good. This pro-growth one is actually good to get early so we can grow our settlements faster. So yeah, it'll all depend, but first things first, we need to open up the civil tree, so we need this land management research. Moving on to trade and finances, not too much going on here yet, nothing interesting at least. Diplomacy, let's go ahead and start building some diplomatic contacts with other factions. The RDI, let's see if they'll trade with us. Very high chance. Let's try to get some money out of them. They rejected it. Let's reduce that amount just a little bit. Playing hard to get. There we go. So we have trade with them, and we are now importing some more resources too, so that's nice. Carthage, we're already trading with the Deorsi. Not sure if we should trade with them just yet. Liguria, say Celtic tribe to the north in the Po Valley. Massalia is always a great ally to have.
I throw open the doors to you and bid you enjoy our talks.
Let's see if they will take all of the money. Sweet. So we got $3,000 for setting up trade, or 3,000 denarii for setting up trade with them. Syracuse, let's see if they want to trade.
Do not waste time on ill-chosen.
Yeah, Syracuse doesn't seem to like us, mainly because of our war with Epirus. The Veneti, let's see if they'll trade. Very nice. Alright, let's make sure, okay, our agents are deployed, and I think that's all we should do this first turn. Let's actually stick this guy outside the settlement, so we don't take a negative public order hit. And I think that's all we should do for our first turn. Let's go ahead and end it. Well, another thing too, let's keep an eye on how rich we can get Latium. Currently at the beginning of the game we're at 3,500, and let's just see if we can grow it to maybe 30,000. That'd be really cool. Peace negotiated between Liguria and Epirus. Interesting. Our agent has been exposed. Looks like some wars have been declared. The Deorsi and Dalmatae over here off the Aurelian coast. War declared between Liguria and the Etruscan League. Oh, that's really interesting too. Unseasonal conditions. We have a late spring. Let's see the debuffs associated with that. Not seeing it here actually. Oh, down here, -2 public order, minus morale, minus 15% wealth from agriculture. Not too bad. Okay, so our faction leader, he is preparing for war with the Etruscan League. Let's go ahead and move him up. And let's recruit some Hastati now. We'll actually try not to auto-resolve this. We'll try to do it legit. Let's go ahead and recruit some Rurari down here in our 2nd Legion, our 3rd Legion. Our governors are going to continue to rank up little by little every turn. As you can see right here, they gain about 2 experience points per turn, it looks like. So this is just a way to ensure that they level up. And when our characters level up, we'll go into detail and just check out some of their traits. But for now, like I said, we're just focusing on these early military battles. Seeing if any new trade opportunities have opened up.
You have my attention.
Syracuse still doesn't want to trade. Here's King Pyrrus down here. His army's looking pretty beefy, but they only have 9 units so far, so it's not too bad. We're doing really bad on food. That should change in a few turns once some of these buildings get built, but this rain's really coming down. But since we're not replenishing, food's really not going to be that important. Let's actually go ahead and get married. Pompeia Gamella. Let's check out what skill she has. She's a fertile wife. That's really good. +6 chance of having kids. And our faction leader is a gifted husband. Very cool. It's actually, so one thing we need to do with the women of the Republic is to send them on diplomatic missions. As you can see, they have these buffs once they rank up, and eventually you get this -1% Empire maintenance, which is nice. So let's go and send her somewhere. Hopefully she doesn't die. Let's go and send her to Massalia and see what happens. Hopefully nothing bad. Alright, I think that's all we should do for this turn. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Alright, turn 3, summer of 278 BC. Our diplomatic mission to Massalia failed, so now we have a technology research penalty. That's not good. Food shortage in Rome. Let's check out that technology debuff. Let's see, -20%. It's not enough to change the amount per turn, so it's not too big of a deal. Alright, let's continue to build up our force up here. Let's add some slingers. And then we'll probably add another cavalryman and maybe 2 units of Principes or some more cav. Not sure yet. We could actually recruit more right now. That should be good. We could try to trick Epirus into a engagement here. See if they want to fight. Let's build some more troops first. That's good for now. War declared between Syracuse and Carthage. Interesting. Their general looks pretty cool. Their king, their archon. Alright, let's make sure our spy keeps stealing food. I don't know why that was turned off. Alright, let's go ahead and end our turn. And hopefully this turn we can get into an engagement with Iridium. Alright, let's see. Increase in rank, Gnaeus Vespanius. Let's go ahead and open up his tree. There's a lot of different things a lot of different philosophies for leveling up your agents in Rome too. I really like to go down this green path because it lets us get this +6 to the commercial stimulation edict. So let's go ahead and work our way down there. War declared between the Veneti and Liguria. This is actually an interesting development. We'll have to see what direction they go and kind of who gets the upper hand in this war up here. And then we'll swoop in and kind of pick off the faction that lost. Hopefully they're both weak. Our strategy up here in Cisalpina in the Po Valley up here is really just to take it and then try to get some satrapies up here to serve as a buffer zone. And we'll talk more about that strategy when and if we get up there. But for now, we're going to go ahead and where is King Pyrrus? That's the question. I hope he's not sitting in ambush somewhere.
How may I serve only Rome? Swift and silent, a shadow among shadows.
Interesting. I don't see Pyrrus anywhere. Let's go ahead and move this force up to the bridge. Let's recruit some javelin men and some more Ferrari. Then let's take Legion 1 and move them into Iridium. So this is interesting. I wonder if they will want to fight in the city or not. Either way, let's go ahead and assault. First battle of the campaign, the battle of Arretium, 278 BC. Oh, nice. So the key is going to be figuring out where their reinforcements will be coming from. Obviously, we don't want them to come in from behind us. So the safest place to deploy will probably be somewhere back here in one of the corners, and then give them an opportunity to form up, or we can go in and try to defeat their garrison and then turn to defeat their reinforcing army. Not entirely sure what we should do here. Alright, let's see. Missing a unit. Equites. Let's go ahead and do some grouping with our troops. Our line of Hastati, let's take them off fire at will. Our Ari will be another group. And our Slingers will be another group. Take them off fire at will also. Let's begin the battle. And let's try to move up here.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
And then go scout with our Equites. I think they're going to try to, from the looks of it, they might want to form up with their army. They're running backwards. We're already taking damage. Oh, these are just from some Slinger units. No big deal, we'll just try to counter them with our horse. Just scare them back right now with our cav. A lot of Italian citizens we could just go in and decimate real quick with our cav. We'll try to engage these spears to get them out of the way so they don't turn on our cav. It's our faction leader doing work against the mob.
General is under attack.
Yeah, it's just a lot of citizen troops. He should do fine. Lots of slingers too. Should try to get our other cav up on this fight. Oh. As you can see, we have, looks like their general coming in. Let's try to engage them with some spears. Our general should just absolutely decimate in this fight. Let's try to tie up this cav unit with our spears and then come in with our cavalry for more support. Yeah, we just really want to hold down these Don't let them hit our slingers now. Let's get our general out of there. He's getting fired upon. He got 178 kills right there, which is really good. Taking stock of the battle, just seeing what's going on. Let's tie down their general. We need to get ours out of there before he takes some serious damage. Trying to spam these orders just so he gets out of here. Let's get our cav out of here and start getting our slingers engaged in this fight. Let's reform our line too. Sorry, just gonna move my slingers right here. Let's block this off. Let's actually try to get some slingers over on this let's just get our Hastati on this flank. It's kind of a hectic battle, I apologize. It's not the cleanest. Move here. We need our cav to go and make sure these javelin men don't do anything. I'm not sure how many forces they have over there too. They could have a lot of their reinforcing army right there. Let's get our Hastati launching their Pila. It's absolutely devastating these citizens.
Our units has used all its ammunition.
And let's send them in. Let's try to hit those Italian swordsmen. Our Levy slingers are
One of our units has used
getting
all its
to the
ammunition.
thick of it over there. We need them to back out. Send our Hastati in. Nice, they broke. We actually need these guys to form up over here. They got a lot of skirmishers out on this flank. I'm not sure where the rest of their army is. Send the cav in. Those Italian swordsmen are going to be tough. Need to knock out those slingers. Let's actually cease fire with our slingers for now. Let's move them back here. Kind of form up this secondary line. They should be out of cav because I think their general came down and we defeated him. So just let this big melee ensue while our cav comes in for some nice charges. Mercenary Italic Swordsman. Let's get these guys out of here. Let's leave them on the flank for now, and we'll just see what they do while we clean up this fight over here. Let's pop an Inspire buff, which will, what does it do? Improves the melee range skill of all nearby units. This is the problem with early game Roman units. They take forever to kill the enemy. Let's do some cycle charges. Cav is 200 kills on these two units so far, doing really good. Let's try to get on this flank with this unit of Hastati. Comes this nice rear charge. It's awesome. Alright, let's actually start moving our slingers up. Let's watch these Hastati engage. Look at that Centurion just walking into battle.
Missiles ready and waiting. Mars, aid us. Your orders. Levy slingers. Yours to command. Romans ready for duty.
Nice, we broke him over here. Let's go ahead and move our cav over here. Some of our infantry units right here. We really need to knock out these javs. They're gonna do some significant damage against us if they're able to fire. So it looks like they just have some Italian spears, Italian sword, Etruscan hoplites. These units will be tanky. They look really cool. The cooler they look, the better they are, probably.
Jupiter gives us strength. Victory. Whoa.
Let's start getting a charge off.
One of our units has used all its ammunition. Jupiter gives us strength. Victory.
So moving our cav around. We just want to try to pin down as many of their forces as we can.
It's turning in our favor.
Start firing on those javelin men. Try to get around the flank of these hoplites, and if we could fire down on them, that would be great. We'll form a second line with this infantry coming up. Here we go. Let's watch our Hastati throw their Pila right into the side of these hoplites if they ever make it here. Nice. Looks like they're hitting most of the swordsmen, actually. We got a few hoplites, not too bad. Let's get in the very rear of them. Our slingers, really, they just need to fall back for now. Let's get our cav around. Let's line up these Hastati on these hoplites. Let's charge in. The Rurari aren't going to hold long. We'll definitely do the job here, but in a larger battle, wouldn't go so well. Start doing some charges. Nice. And that should just about do it. Not too bad for our first battle. Arari definitely took some casualties, but it's kind of expected. And the thing with these hoplites and swordsmen will probably hold out for a decent amount of time, so we just gotta spam some attack orders on them and try to end this. Speed it up. There we go, victory. Go ahead and end the battle. Very nice. We only lost 615 men. Not too bad. Our general killed 403 men. It's 2 units of Hastati. 3 units got over 200 kills. That's really good. Our slingers did really well too. Yeah, this is really good too because our Hastati barely took any damage, so they'll quickly be able to go down south and assist in the war against Pyrrus. Alright, so we were going to occupy the town, and we weren't able to completely wipe them out, but they're basically finished. And now we can upgrade our generals. So there's, again here, a lot of different philosophies on what's the best tree to go down. So this is a really good perk, the Drill Master. Plus 20 unit experience gain per turn if we go down that tree. Plus 1 ammunition to all missile units, or 1% ammunition. Another good one to go down is a Skilled Tactician. You can get not only some movement range, but plus 9% melee attack and some morale buffs. Ferocious Warrior is another one if you want your general to be military focused. All sorts of missile damage increase, melee attack increases. And then Commander of Men's good too. You can get this 12% movement range, which is really, really nice. If you're going for the civil route for governors, it's mainly this capable bureaucrat tree and the rightful sovereign tree. And this yellow one, military logistics. Let's see. Some more armor. 15% ammunition for all missiles. That's really cool. Not sure exactly what I should do with our general. Let's make him a skilled tactician. Let's say he's a smart, tactful guy. Let's give him the relentless attacker. We do that. Let's see. Our you now have 4 attack. Interesting. At any rate, we defeated the Etruscans. I think we're going to call it here for the end of the first episode. In the next episode, we're going to focus on going after King Pyrrus down here in the south. So, hope you guys enjoyed and stay tuned for the next episode.